and it took us until 1985 to reclaim it. And it was off the back of a lot of spirited players.
Coming towards the end of the game, we lifted. We had more energy. We wanted it. And if you really want something bad enough in life, you go out and get it. And that team did. My team did. And when Brett Kenny scored, I remember kissing the ground and saying, we've won this. Still a minute to go, but we've won this, and history was created for New South Wales.
The emotion he showed at the end of that game was quite amazing. I remember, that really struck a chord with me, sort of made me realise, I think that was the first time I realised how important Origin was, as a New South Welshman.
The procession of champion athletes, of sheer magicians, continue to march into our lives year after year. And has there ever been a more dominant individual display than this? Game 2, 2005. The night Joey Johns filled our memory banks forever.
Here's Johns putting a kick in. Minichiello's chasing. The ball is hitting the front of it. Try! Johns again. Johns is dominating.
We lost the first game, and he just came and made a statement, really showed his class and just showed what sort of competitor he was.
You're playing for your mates, you're playing for your family, most of all you're playing for your state. So you're doing what you can to win.
Origin has always flirted with the unexpected. Throw in the dice. When it comes off, it's called a masterstroke.
Farewell! Comes for the try! Freddie Fittler scores!
Like sending an SOS to a player who's been a million miles away for more than 2 years. That, my friends, on its day, that is a masterstroke.
Alfie is back in town.
When I rang him and I asked him about coming home to play Origin, he just said to me, what's taking you so long to ring me? And then I said to him, are you up to this? And he said, do you think I would come home and embarrass myself?
The week going into camp on the Monday morning, seeing all the mates I used to play with, and there's some new players in the Queensland side, and just the whole week was just a dream come true, a fairy tale. It was unbelievable.
Lang up, danger, danger, Langer's over, is he? Yes, Langer gets a try. Capping a magnificent game. What a player. The little legend.
A couple of old mates triumph. Should be more of it. Up next, we'll look at the super coaches. That'll be fun. And we'll get the Kings started on referees. That'll be fun too.
I used to refer to him as Marcel Marceau. You'd go out onto the field and you'd be giving him a gobful and be going, "Oh, you imposter."
Incredible. Like these Origin tries.
Jared Hayne's got the ball. Jared Hayne puts in a kick. He races for it with Hodges. He gets there first. On debut. That is an unbelievable passage of football. Thurston kicks again at Anthony Quinn, and the jump, and it's Israel Folau flying through the air like Superman.
Oh, did you see that? Checking for a cape. Is there a cape with an S on it?
Awesome, man. I can't believe it. It makes football look like a John Denver concert.
Been a worse kick.
And it drifted about a metre.
In 30 years of Harvey Norman's State of Origin, we've seen just about everything. And this year, the game has played out in a whole new dimension. But you don't need a 3D TV to need glasses. And it remains debatable whether these guys will ever see it the way we do. They're surely not blind, but whether or not they're brilliant depends on if your blood runs blue or maroon. Football Confucius say, if there's one thing cockroaches don't mix with, it's the grasshopper. Sadly, Barry Gomersall is no longer with us. But we can tell you this much, he'll never be forgotten.
Barry was plucked out of Mackay and thrust into the big time.
The thing I liked about Barry was if there was a blue on, he just let it run.
run its course and, all right, boys, you got that out of your system, let's go and play some footy.
It's already on. Punches being thrown from everybody. That's Chris Close in there.
Before the game, he'd say, well, any fights and you'd be off, but when they fed the scrum, he just looked away and it was do your best. Oh, the thing that gets me... cheat. A lovely bloke. The thing that gets me, year in, year out, I mean, there's always Origin talk about Barry Gomersall, and blokes come up and they point the finger and say he was a cheat. There was a couple of referees, they put Barry Gomersall to shame on the football field, including one bloke, fair dinkum, and I used to refer to him as Marcel Marceau. You'd go out onto the field and you'd be giving him a gobful and be going... I used to look at him and say, what are you saying? There's nothing coming out of your mouth. Oh, you imposter. Fair dinkum.
Across, he says.
Barry probably had one or two decisions that were a little bit wobbly. The Queensland blokes admit that, but, you know, I think it's about time some of the other blokes put their hand up and say, yeah, well, perhaps New South Wales got a few as well.
By nature, some people just don't hit it off. People like raging bulls and referees.
You lay on him, you pushed him. Are you going to play the ball? I warn you about him over there. Don't take 10. The next was going for 10.
Bill and Gordon, there was no love lost there. Gordon used to give him a gobful. Bill gave as good as he got.
You saw them knock on. He's off. Mate, you saw them knock on. Adrian, he is off. Mate, you saw them 10 minutes. You are off. On the spirit.
Now, in that game, Gordy Tallis thought there was 2 knock-ons, alleged knock-ons, and a lot of people think the same. A lot of people say no, there wasn't, especially if you're from the New South Wales point of view and so on.
And that's what makes me disappointed, where someone's incompetence can lose 17 blokes trying their hardest.
Don't talk to me, just go. Just go.
That part of it, when he was saying a few things on the run down the field, I can wear that. But as soon as he said you were an effing cheat, then see you later. Cross the line.
I think Bill should have been the man and just copped it sweet and said, listen, mate, zip it, you know, and not send him off. But he, you know, Bill had to have, he's always got to have the last say, Bill.
No question, 21 State of Origin games, Bill Harrigan has been the best referee of Origin.
With that cleared up, let's get to this final group of Origin aristocrats, the Suchi. What an extreme range of personalities. Larrikins, knockabouts, introverted infernos, and magical motivators. How they transform human beings to supermen.
The role of the coach in Origin, it's hard to define. I mean, it is about the players, there's no doubt about that, but coaches have a significant role in helping players reach those heights and live out their dreams at this level.
The approach? Once again, it all depends on the coach. And their infamous camps have sported everything from booze to bucking broncos.
Being an Origin coach to me was nearly the highlight of my life. The players you've got in front of you, no matter if they're top class, lower class, middle class, you've got to believe they can do the job. And if you believe in them, then they'll believe in you and they'll just get the job done.
For me, being a State of Origin coach was one of the most frustrating periods of my life. I didn't have enough coaching experience, I think, to handle that quite comfortably.
You certainly have to win together, there's no doubt about that, but I think sometimes when you lose, you pay a greater price than anybody else because you're so emotionally involved with every one of those players and that outcome. As a player, you can be in a losing team and play really well and get some satisfaction out of that. You know, as a coach, there's no satisfaction at Origin in particular to be a part of a losing team.
But when you lose your first 4 matches and you keep going, keep striving, and eventually become one of the greats, there's satisfaction in that, my friend. At day's end, this is Origin. Perseverance beyond what can be taught or trained. 30 years, an age.
That'll be Grove going through. He's down the grandstand touchline.
Time enough for sons to follow in giant footsteps.
Eric Grove Jr. streaking away. That would be his first Origin try.
But not the first time we've heard Grove streaking away for New South Wales.
Time for battles to be won and lost, then won again.
Queensland! It's a miracle! Oh, yeah!
Dynasties created and blown to smithereens.
The Blues slow to get back into the line. Oh!
Intercepted by Lockyer! No! They can't take that off him!
Even today, with Queensland at its most dominant, more people than ever before are absorbed by the contest. the thrill of the kill. Just 3 games a year, and every year we're left wanting more. Origin is, after all, the ultimate.
The fans get it from the players, and then the fans drive it a fair bit up to that point, but the players are the ones that hold it. And when they don't play with it, then everybody says, oh, it's just another game of football. It's not another game of football. It's state versus state. And it's real, and it's about being the best.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Harvey Norman, 30 years of origin, a celebration. But next week there's more biff and more of everything. 30 years of origin. The DVD on sale next week.